The beautiful country of Mongolia is one of the few countries left on Earth that still holds the intrigue of the frontier. Spectacular landscapes with immense open spaces make way for a land of horses, sheep, goats, camels, and yaks, all managed by nomadic families that roam the fenceless country in search of pasture. In the early 1920s, the country of Mongolia came under the control of the Soviet Union, and much effort was put into making it a model communist state. People were divided into cooperative groups and made to work in factories or collective farms. With the collapse of the Soviet Union, Mongolia became independent in 1990, but was suddenly without structure, leadership, or administration. The factories were abandoned, the collective farms collapsed, and virtually the entire nation became unemployed. Many families returned to the time-honored ways of their ancestors and took up herding. However, the traditional diet was inadequate, and as a result, people suffered from immune deficiency diseases.
This led to the rise of families herding from just about 100,000 to over 300,000, and things went very well for the first 9 years. When it came to 1999, it was an extremely dry summer, which then led into an extremely cold winter, causing the death of millions of animals. And this pattern was repeated in 2000, 2001, 2002, so for 3 whole years, dzuds dominated the scene. A dzud is a Mongolian word which really means animal starvation. Many millions of animals died, some estimate as many as 10 million. During the time of the worst disasters, 2000 to 2002, ADRA was very active in getting food out. Initially, we distributed everything free of charge, but very soon we decided to rather do a food for work program.
In exchange for the work that the people did to clean up their villages, work on roads, and build bridges, ADRA distributed essential food items to carry people through this time of emergency. After the crisis ended, ADRA continued to work with the people, developing systems that could help them be better prepared for a future disaster. In addition to setting up emergency stockpiles of hay, ADRA introduced people to alternate systems of income generation so that they would not be so completely reliant on their animals. One of the first programs that they initiated was the introduction of vegetable gardens. With such a short growing season in Mongolia, vegetable crops were almost unheard of. With new seed varieties from Canada, along with agricultural instruction from ADRA staff, people were soon growing vegetables that they had never tasted before. The gardens not only brought new food security for their families, the training in food preservation provided for good nutrition year-round. The gardens also quickly became a good source of income.
During the Soviet time, we lived in town and my husband worked at the furniture factory. After the Soviets left, the factory closed and there was nothing left for us to do but go herding. It was fine for a while, but then we lost all of our animals in the dzud. That is when ADRA started working in our community. They came and showed us how we could make a living growing vegetables. They helped us form a cooperative group to help share costs, gave us some seeds, and showed us how to make our own natural fertilizer through composting. With their help, the co-op has been a real success. My husband works as a carpenter, but some years I make more than he does, thanks to ADRA.
In addition to agricultural training, ADRA also set up adult education workshops to teach women how to start successful small businesses and help them secure low-interest financing to help with the startup costs.
If it had not been for ADRA, I'm not sure where I would be today. ADRA formed us into self-help groups, gave us business training and then made arrangements with a local bank to give us loans to get ourselves started. With my first loan, I purchased some raw materials and some machinery to make goods of leather and felt. We did so well that my husband and I were able to pay back the first loan in 6 months. We then qualified for a larger loan, which we took out and used to get more equipment and open up our own shop to sell the products that we make. We have many customers and the shop has been a big success. Thanks, ADRA.
Participants in the program have started many different kinds of businesses, such as bakeries, hair salons, tailoring shops, woodworking, furniture making, and restaurants. Another successful program ADRA has conducted in Mongolia works with youth. Many of the poorer families in Mongolia are not able to send their children to school on a regular basis. The cost of books, uniforms, tuition, and boarding fees are simply too much for people living on the edge of poverty. The very thing their children need the most to help them break free from poverty is the thing they are not able to provide. Working with the village elders to make classrooms available, ADRA has hired teachers to work with these children so that they can catch up to their peers. Gaining the confidence of the people, ADRA has also encouraged them to send children who are physically challenged.
For too long, parents have been hiding their children under the table, as it were. A child with disabilities, they have never been brought out to the open. They're embarrassed by it, and families will sometimes never take these children out.
ADRA has worked on developing educational materials for the blind, developed the first sign language for the deaf in Mongolia, and started a teacher training program to help teachers integrate physically challenged children into a regular classroom. Another program that is changing the lives of young people in Mongolia is an adventure-based learning camp run by ADRA. Troubled youth are brought from the capital city of Ulaanbaatar, where they learn trust, cooperation, teamwork, and have wonderful opportunities to grow in confidence and self-worth.
ADRA is now in its 13th year in Mongolia. The impact has been tremendous. We hear over and over appreciation being expressed by government officials, by beneficiaries. So yes, through the years, ADRA has been implementing projects that have brought about wonderful change, and it's been exciting to see this development take place.
In providing people with education and skills training, we are helping people to prepare for the future and mitigate the elements that cause disasters. It is through the partnership of the Canadian people that ADRA has been able to accomplish so much in such a short time in Mongolia. To find out more how you, your church or your school might partner with ADRA Canada to support programs like these in Mongolia, please visit us online at www.adra.ca. Thank you for your generosity as we work together creating opportunities.